Oh wow, that looks really cool. So since Audacity didn't really work on this PC, I'm gonna try using something different. Something that more than likely is a little bit more taxing on the computer, but I think the way that it writes information to the disk, maybe it'll be a little bit more forgiving as far as losing audio and stuff. The one thing that I don't like about it is that the uh the automatic level checker that it shows is a little bit laggy in showing my levels compared to Audacity. So don't don't feel bad, Audacity. You've at least got that over Adobe Audition. Um, I'm using Audition now simply because I want to keep using the PC that I paid a lot of money for, and because I just want to because I'm like getting used to Adobe products. I need to get used to Audition as well, and hopefully I can work with this just as well as I did with Audacity. Because at the moment, all I'm really doing is just recording audio lines for myself, and that. Um, this week has been pretty eventful. I. Oh God. Position yourself in front of the microphone, you idiot! I've been working more with the Premiere than ever before because I started a little project of mine that hinged on finishing the Lord of the Rings stuff. I think I mentioned last week how I made a little clip regarding the whole segment where I went, you have my axe and my band. That whole thing. I did that for just about every segment of the Lord of the Rings that we saw with the riff tracks, and I made a compilation video and put that on Facebook for the week. And even if hang on, give me one moment. Sorry about that. It was just the pop filter and microphone was kind of getting a bit annoying with me, and I wasn't in a comfortable spot, but now I am. Um, I put the video on Facebook of the Lord of the Rings, and for the people that didn't enjoy Lord of the Rings as much as certain other people do, I had a little joke where I made a GIF about of me slapping my own face just to satisfy the people that didn't want to watch the video. And I know at least two people got it. I know at least two people are enjoying that whole thing. Which was also an interesting experience because then I had to work with Giphy and figure out how that whole thing works. And apparently apparently having GIFs under or over 100 megabytes is a huge no-no in every single face of the internet. So I had to do a bunch of like little tricks and such to get it below the limit to upload it, which was a chore and a half to work out, but eventually I got it to where it uploaded just fine. I hope that the people that wanted it eventually got that GIF because at first I uploaded just the GIF of me and I quickly figured out that there was no way to download it. So I had to like work around and see if I could find out how I could download it from Giphy or at least download it because apparently you were able to download it from Facebook, but that kind of got phased out a little bit, or at least the stuff that you put up there yourself. You're not allowed to simply hold it on a phone and then download it. It's got to like I think that's kind of an invasion of privacy thing, which is it's nice to see that that's at least implemented, but it's kind of annoying when I want that kind of stuff published. Maybe I should have just published it myself, and no, that wouldn't even work either. At any rate, I ended up putting it on Giphy and allowing people to download it through that. So hopefully that works out in the end, and people eventually did get that whole thing. I found out that Giphy has an upload thing animation on their website that is very inaccurate to what had the speed that it actually goes up at because it fills up in like 5 seconds, but you end up having to wait 2 minutes just to like, upload the thing. And I don't think it actually tells you it's uploaded because I ended up uploading the GIF twice completely arbitrarily because I thought that it wasn't working, so I canceled the upload and hit the option to start over. But then once the one that I was working on actually did upload, then it just worked suddenly. So I don't know what to say. I just work with the stuff that I'm given, and sometimes it works, sometimes it really doesn't. That's totally fine anyway. Um, I got an application earlier this week for a entertainment producer at SPTV, so, and God, it's moments like these where I feel horribly I don't want to say inaccurate. What was I gonna say? I was going to say inaccurate, but that's the wrong word. Incapable, I guess. I just feel like people are judging what I can do. I can do way more than what I actually am able to do because um the position, as far as I know, is to produce like completely original content for SPTV and entertainment stories and such, which will definitely get easy the more that I attempt to do it because, you know, I haven't tried to do it at all yet, so it's going to be really hard to begin with. But, maybe once I get my foot in it and like start making it an actual regular thing, I'll start getting better at it. And, if I continue doing these videos and such and, maybe launch Quick Play as well, I can also get used to doing that kind of stuff as well. Um, but yeah, ended up filling out the application for the entertainment producer. I hope I get it. The fact that they reached out directly to me for that specific position makes me feel a little bit good about the whole thing. That they're like really specially considering me for the whole thing. And I hope I'm good enough for them. Besides, what's the point? I was kind of the first person to try and make a new show for SPTV, even though I was a general member and had like absolutely no position to do that. I, something overtook me, and I went and tried it, and apparently it all just worked out. That's the bathroom. I thought I thought somebody was running around upstairs, like the cat or the dogs or something, and I knew it wasn't the dogs because the dogs aren't home right now. They are off doing their own thing. Um. Oh, dang. I really hope that this doesn't end at 10 minutes. I just saw an end marker. Oh, it just went to 20 minutes. Hang on. Zooming in time. Okay, the audition analytics or something, whatever, showed that the recording ended at like 8 minutes and 10 seconds or something, and I was like really close to that, and it kind of freaked me out for a moment. We're fine. Don't worry about it. Um, boobity boo. What was I gonna say? What was I saying? Oh my god, my memory's so awful. But yeah, right. Entertainment producer. I really hope that if I do get the job, first of all, I hope I get the job because then that would be, money that I make during the school year, and that's like A plus, go me. Um, Another thing that I would really like to do is kind of work with the kind of work in that kind of area. I really liked SBTV while I was doing stuff there, and having an actual job there would justify a lot of the crap that I do, and eventually make me be able to be a professional in this kind of stupid stuff. And I hope that I can get better at You Got Game to justify its existence at all because the first episode wasn't great. It was absolutely saved by the ending bit where Michael went all in on the saltine crackers. So I need to get better at that myself. Hopefully some new people can get hopefully some people that I can trust and are willing to put themselves out there are going to be on the show when I start it up again. Because I definitely will start it up again. That's going to be one thing that I'm going to try and make a regular thing once I get back. I don't know. Hopefully things just fall into place. Because at the moment, things aren't looking the too greatest for continuation of school in America at the moment. But that's alright, that's fine. Things like this happen, and we just gotta roll with the punches. Which is exactly why I started doing these videos in the first place, to kind of make myself feel better about doing things like this. I think I wrote it down earlier in this book here. If I can make it through this whole thing, this whole crisis, and still make these videos, then I can probably just do it. Then I'd probably be able to do it whenever I want, and it'd be a lot easier to continue doing that if I did it in the middle of such a crisis state. But that is for the future, and the future is not now. Right now is me reviewing the past week. I did eventually get it out, although it was like 4 days after the whole thing was sent out, so hopefully that's not too long. I saw a Facebook post from the boss of the SBTV advertising that they were hiring, which kind of made me think like, oh god, this is getting late. I need to pony up and get this going. And I've been checking my email periodically as well to make sure that I'm not missing any requests to see any of the videos I referenced. Hopefully they either see it or they don't need to and I get hired anyway, but it's an interesting time for me, man. It's a very, very interesting moment in time. And I cross my fingers I don't mess it up, because I am very prone to doing that kind of stuff when I don't know what I'm doing. And I really don't like to ask for a lot of help, but maybe in this case it'll force me to ask for help because I still feel like a newbie there. But that's fine, that's fine. I've been able to BS my way through things before. Why should I stop now? And here's just I've lost my train of thought. There's the producer. I guess I should talk about Quick Play. I made an animation for the logo. I think it's pretty good. It plays almost exactly how I wanted it. I'm not able to do the whole arrow moving around animation like I don't really know how to say it. You know how like arrows move around on maps and like get longer, and then once they reach their spot they kind of get shorter but eventually reach their shape. I haven't been able to do that, so the arrow just kind of like flies in out of nowhere. But I did do an interesting thing where the Q like spins around like a disc, and then the lightning bolt strikes and replaces the P that was there before, which I think is kind of interesting. It definitely doesn't look great, but it's fine. It'll pass at least for like the first few episodes of Quick Play that come up. I don't know. Oh my god, I'm shaking. It's really cold in here. That's another thing I should mention as well. I don't know exactly what kind of stuff Quick Play will be putting out, but once eventually I do start putting stuff out, then maybe I can look into finding people for like, a partner or something like that. Maybe somebody that, just somebody that can be there to bounce things off of, and just so I'm not alone trying to make stuff funny myself, because that sounds like a nightmare. And speaking of Quick Play, I tried earlier today to test out the capture card that I have, and it does work. It definitely does work the way that it's intended to. The problem that I was facing was that the Wii itself, which is what I used to record, the Wii is like such a low state piece of technology that I was not able to make it work the way I wanted it to. And I know it's the Wii's fault because it shows up black and white on the TV when I plug it back into the TV. And when I did review the footage of what I did capture, it was also black and white and completely muted. So that's it's entirely the cable's fault, and I really just don't know how to fix it. I think to fix it, I'm gonna have to end up like getting new cables for the Wii, which isn't expensive. It should take like at the most $10, which I do have available to me, but I don't particularly know if I want to, simply because like it's such a small thing to want in the middle of this whole thing. I don't want to spend somebody's time and resources to get something that, ultimately may not mean anything, or maybe I'm just prolonging the problem and the problem is in the cables that I got for the card itself, because I think it prioritizes HDMI footage function over the component stuff. Maybe I don't know like for sure, but the one thing that is concerning about it is that the audio itself didn't come through the whole thing, which is the one thing that does work on the Wii and didn't work through the card. So I don't know if we're kind of screwed there. You know what? Maybe it needs separate speakers to work, and it just wouldn't work through the audio cable. I wonder if that's it. I'm just gonna pop it open right now because there is a line for line out, and maybe that's just what it's kind of looking for. But then I don't know. Then I'd be able to hear it on the footage. You think? And I didn't hear it through the footage, so maybe it's just not all there. I'm gonna definitely figure it out before I like start actually working it through. And I wanted to do a whole thing where I logged the trials and tribulations of the card, but it turns out I just didn't do that, and I just kind of wanted to get it done. I kind of had quite a bit on my plate, but it turns out those things were fairly easily resolved, and now my day's just kind of open for everything. Now that I think about it, I should record something for Quick Play, but I don't know anything on my PC that, or Steam Library even, that would be suitable for a quick single player game. If I was able to get, oh wow, that was loud. If I was able to get the card working and able to like get things going, then I was going to try and do James Bond for, record it for an hour, maybe that, to, just test it out, see how it works, 20-minute segments each. Hopefully maybe I can start something, maybe I can start the ball rolling with something. If I ever do start doing a game series, then I'm gonna wait till I know what the hell I'm doing before I play Paper Mario again, because I'm having flashbacks again to that series, and I still have an episode of that whole thing sitting on my hard drive that's more than likely never going to see the light of day because I just did a number with the footage and it's all blown out. It sucks and it's just terrible. I think when I uploaded it, I forgot to format it correctly while I exported it. So now it's like completely exported wrong, and it's just like blown out. There's some words in the beginning that get cut out because it's too far zoomed in on the screen. And it's really sad because I had a joke at the end of it there that I thought was really funny. It was a In that episode I died a bunch to very stupid stuff. One time it was on purpose, but all the other times I suck at the game, so I just kind of died over and over again. And so since it was really easy to see when I was dying, I had I had the Hooked on a Feeling play right at the end of the episode where I was just like, "Everybody see ya," and then it went like, "Nah, bam, bam," and it showed the Shy Guys killing me, and I thought it was pretty cool because it kind of led to a natural ending as well. A little bit of a zoom out and fade to black type situation there, where you can have the end cards on both sides of Mario. And yeah, that will never see the light of day because I think Six Gaming Bros died that week, and we just stopped caring about things. And yeah, you know what it was? It was I think junior graduation, and that's when things like started to actually ramp up as far as like trying to find colleges and stuff for me goes. So I was kind of a busy boy after that, and I never got around to uploading that. That and the whole thing tried to suck, and I told myself, I'll fix it later, but right now I gotta do this, and I just never got to it. So that's the whole story with that. It's still going. That's good. Um, but yeah, if I ever do start doing series of games, then I will wait to do Paper Mario until way later when I know what I'm doing, which may never come, which may never happen, but you know, far off things is far. You look to the future and hope, maybe. I don't know. Um, I definitely do have a lot of backlog footage of me playing Uno with my friends and such. A little bit of Brawlhalla as well. You see, it's like it's not good enough to. Uno is definitely the perfect game to like generate footage from because people have very visceral reactions to Uno, and I don't understand why, but it just kind of happens and it's hilarious. But there's not any other form of variety there to pull things from, and I need to start doing but more different things. I started playing through Temtem with Cole a while ago, and maybe I can pull stuff from that. Hopefully, who knows? I can try and work with things. I think what I'm definitely missing is the mindset because at the moment it's just kind of me playing games with my friends with no real performance attitude in mind. And well, not so much on my side. I've kind of been performing a little bit, being just kind of who I am, but my friends are just kind of doing their own thing. I don't know. None of them are. They're really great people, and they're awesome to play with, but they're just kind of like none of them have that sort of performer's mindset when they're playing because they shouldn't be because why would they be doing that in their everyday life? That would just be nuts. But yeah, maybe I should kind of start that. I don't know. It's kind of a weird place to be in, but maybe I can start making that work. I also need to start doing those single player games that I downloaded. Well, I haven't downloaded a lot of them. There's one story game that I bought a while ago that was pretty highly rated, and I wanted to start doing that. Maybe I can do that before I do that thing. Me and my brother are gonna finish The Good Place today, and we left off at a really interesting spot, and I really want to get that going. They said we're gonna be going at 5, so I definitely have time to try and do that playthrough and have enough time to get that going. Hmm. Yeah. Hopefully it all works out that way because I don't know. It's the whole like starting trying to do YouTube thing because there's such a stigma around it and there's such a small chance of actually going anywhere with it. Not that like I'm actually going to be like promoting it or anything. Maybe it's a weird place. It's a very weird place to be in. I probably could be promoting my YouTube channel through those Facebook videos and like telling people, "Hey, if you want to see it on YouTube, go there" or something like that. Not that it matters, but I've been getting like consistently 100 views on them every week. Simply because like the people that know me uh know that I'm not there to post any political crap and just kind of like having fun and doing my own thing, which plays a little bit to my advantage. That people are going to go there and not have a bad time when they see my posts. Um, but yeah, I don't know. The whole point is to let people have fun, and if I kind of start worrying about what other people think about views and such, then I'm not gonna have fun as well, and that's gonna be just totally pointless. I I just I just need to have fun and just try things, I guess. What's the harm in trying things, right? What is the problem in that? And if I am going to be doing this kind of stuff, then I need to be a little less private about it, because trying to work around my parents' schedule with that whole thing and is definitely not going to work in the long run, because pardon me, because I will suffer immensely if I try to work around other people's schedules to try and record these things offhand, which is what I did for Six Gaming Bros, and that was awful. But it's kind of the place that I work in, kind of the place that I do things at. I don't know, as far as like quick play goes, I don't know if I want to. See, here's the problem that I'm facing with the name and quick play and such like that, is that I like the name. It's such a snappy name and stuff, but I get the feeling that people will get the wrong idea as of how we operate and stuff. I've definitely been influenced a lot by Game Grumps recently and their whole style of play, and I don't believe that that would be good for the name of a quick play, because they take like 20 minutes an episode at the very least, or maybe like 10 minutes. Some people don't have that much time to spare, and if they see something called quick play, they're going to be thinking like, "Oh, it's going to be a very quick bite." It's definitely not, because that's not how YouTube is going to prioritize things, but if I don't know. I don't know how it works. I just don't. Hmm. It sounds like such a good name, and I don't want to discredit that, but I don't want it to be emblematic of the whole thing, you know? Like, I take Achievement Hunter for an example. They started doing their whole like achievement guides, but very quickly, strayed from that and started doing just gameplay videos, which I think is pretty cool and kind of emblematic of how the name doesn't really mean anything, and that you can just kind of do whatever you want to do. And if you do it well enough and people enjoy it, then people will definitely come to see it, regardless of what the expectations are for what your name is. And, that's kind of me projecting a little bit, hoping that I can break that stigma as well, and hopefully people will be a little bit receptive to maybe an hour long episode of what the heck ever. But I mean, to start with, I'm definitely going to keep it to 20 minutes, just to play the system a little bit and just get some episodes out there. But then the pressure comes in to where like you need to fill a space with, something that's worthwhile and not just ramble on about stupid things like I do now. I think that's the thing that I struggled most about my first Paper Mario playthrough, was kind of filling it with anything worthwhile. It was just kind of it was literally just me playing through, and you wouldn't get anything else other than that. Honestly, it was exactly like what these are. It was me just talking to a camera, and Paper Mario just happened to be there as well, and I was playing it. And sometimes I'd comment on that and talk about it, but there was never any good jokes on it in there, and I feel like if I had somebody to bounce things off of, I'd be able to fix that maybe. Who knows? I'm no comedian. I'm not that funny, I don't think, but I do think that if I had somebody else to work with, I could definitely make it a little bit more worthwhile to people's time when if they did end up watching. There, I don't know actually. There definitely was people that end up watching it. Probably not for long though. I'm gonna take a look real quick as this whole thing is going on, because be damned with the the sacredness of recording. Um, I kind of noticed in my notebook of ideas and such for these streams that I've kind of been noticing. I've been writing more about like what's going on my week and stuff like that, and not so much ideas for things that would make me laugh, and ideas for things of the future, which kind of what this whole thing was about. So I should, I felt like I need to write more. What I'm feeling was good jokes and such, and good things to add in here. So I only say that because I wrote down that it would be a funny thing to kind of riff on the whole when girls see each other after so long, they kind of like scream, which is the most weirdest thing ever if you think about it. Like, you haven't seen somebody in so long, you don't be like, "Oh my God, hi! It's so nice to see you." They literally throw up their hands and scream so loud it pierces your ears. And I only say that because my family watched me and my family watched freaking what is it called, Mamma Mia, and the hell watched Mamma Mia, and that was interesting. So yeah, I taking a quick look at the Six Gaming Pros channel. Boy oh boy, ain't this a blast from the past? It seems like the best performing ones were, well, definitely the ones that Parker did, where he did the hot knife challenge in Agario. Uh, See, I don't exactly like the idea of trying to follow memes and put those in videos, but like I can't deny it does get the views. Um, there's there's a couple of comments from Destiny as well and such. There's the one comment from my what is it called? 3 games episode where somebody said, nice job, and can you review my channel or something like that, which was really surreal to me because somebody like reached out to us, and like I never thought that anybody would care about what we did, and that was kind of a cool episode. It's the only surviving gameplay I've seen of Rage Quit from Scott Cawthon. So you know what? Hopefully, hopefully I can be the one true archiver of that game, because it is off the Google Play Store now, and he's only about Five Nights at Freddy's. Said I have potential. You want feedback on his channel? Let's take a look at that. Can I? You can't do it from studio. I'll just look at that later. But yeah, I can definitely see a trend to where the Paper Mario Let's Plays started losing views as it went on, because it's just hours of drivel that doesn't really work well. And you can tell exactly when I started learning how Photoshop works, because you can definitely see where I figured out how to take the backgrounds off of everything. Oh God. I should really watch these and learn just like what I did and what people liked about it. My friends always talk to me about the legendary status of that fishing video and how I riffed on the fishing book, which I thought was kind of annoying because, it was about the gameplay and not so much the book itself, but I just talked so long and made such stupid jokes about the book itself that people just enjoyed that far more than they did the gameplay, because the gameplay was not that great. It was just a redneck throwing dynamite into the water, And I really didn't give myself enough time to figure out how the game worked, so I just kind of yelled at everything, which isn't great. It's not great content, but maybe I can maybe in the future I can work better and incorporate a better gameplay commentary into the future of the videos that I'm trying. And it's another step in like me trying to be a little more funny in how I play things. Play things and present things. It's it's a double standard that I'm trying to set myself. I'm trying to be funnier both in my written sense and my live sense. I'm not exactly funny as I said before, but I can get a chuckle sometimes on a good day. But I'm trying to get more. I'm trying to make myself get more good days in the future, if that is any way possible. And I'm definitely able to work on that with these videos that I'm trying to do. I probably should be thinking about next week too. I've thrown around an idea of like being in a jail cell, but with the limited resources I have for like people and camera work, pardon me, I don't really feel like I have much leeway with that. I have been toying with the idea of doing like a space adventure type thing, but the ones that people enjoy were the ones that I was kind of like doing like a quick edit of like me running around and doing things in the house, which definitely has a very finite, definitely very finite type of deal where like I can only do that for so long before I actually just run out of things to do. But I could probably run with that once or twice before the end of the before my 10th one, I guess. Right now I'm on the fourth one. So I'm not going to quite do it quite yet. I'm going to wait till it's at least a little bit further around before I rehash it. But maybe I'll crack that open sooner if I don't have enough ideas. Because at the moment I'm a little dry in ideas for that whole thing. But I should keep making them just because they're cool and I like them. And I really should get an idea now before next week starts and I'm thrown over by work like I was this week. I was going to do something different than the Lord of the Rings project I did, but I eventually got to Tuesday and realized I had no clue what I was going to do. So I just took all the footage that I had already of the Lord of the Rings stuff and just pushed it all into that video, and there I went. It felt like kind of a cop out for me, but people outside won't know exactly the difference between me being lazy and me putting something out that I thought of the day before. And that's the thing also, like the day before that those things came out was the day that I recorded it all and actually got down to doing things. And that's just a secret nobody needs to know about. And well, it's not so much a secret now as it, you dolt, but it is what it is. I work best when I feel good about what I'm doing. Oh, I was kicking around the idea of um doing a sort of like fake behind the scenes of what happens in between cuts and such. Like the big idea that I was thinking was like I was, making takes for there's a ladybug on my microphone. Get off of here, ladybug. The big idea was I was doing takes for the video making dude video, and like I would mess it up or something and do like a super over the top reaction or just go off to the side and be like, "This video making dude, that's so stupid, stupid, you stupid idiot." Yeah, that kind of stuff. But I don't know. It may just seem fake, but I don't know. Actually, I could just play it as over the top, and it wouldn't matter if people think it's fake or not because it's definitely fake. I'm not hiding anything. Uh, that's fine. I definitely want to find a way to put out the clip of me with that bucket on my head falling over the stairs, because I wanted to use that for the first video, but the first video kind of just kind of like gelled together so nicely that I just couldn't possibly fit it in, and I didn't want to extend it anymore. It is just kind of like, I don't know, the first video just kind of felt good. It felt kind of perfect, and I kind of attribute that entirely to the music that I used, which was the World Runner theme. It's just like the perfect little music, and it just like gets you in a state of mind. It makes you feel nice and super catchy. It'll get in your head no matter what you do, which I think was exactly the kind of reason I think that video was so successful, is because the music was catchy super as well, and that kind of like punctuated the actions that I took in the video as well, which was really cool. And I really wish I could do that again if I wanted to, but it's kind of like a learning the arts type thing. I'm still learning how to do this kind of stuff, and it's not going to come easily for me. Which reminds me as well, I wanted to do another thing with the Puma Man music. Maybe like make my own superhero and try and do good deeds around the house, only for people to kind of like be a little upset at me while I do it, all while the Puma Man theme was going over. Which, if for those of you who don't know, the Puma Man theme is, you just Google it. It's honestly defies word expectations that I can give you. It's just like the perfect little theme to get you in a good mood, and I think it's amazing. And I kind of want to use it in every facet of my life, but it's kind of hard to encapsulate exactly how to feel while in that. But maybe I should do that. Maybe I should make that work in my next Facebook video. I'm gonna stall out to 45 minutes because that's a very nice number, and I've got about 3 minutes left. 10 seconds and 3 minutes left. But this past week for like animation, what? For effects and such and editing was kind of rough because of the Lord of the Rings stuff, and it got to a point where like I wanted to do a little more complex stuff with it and like work with it well. And for one segment, I tried to do a segment where Scrat destroyed the dam of the Lord of the Rings, or whatever that place that the trees people destroyed. I don't give a crap about Lord of the Rings, so I just kind of forget about what things are and where things happen. But I tried to do the thing where Scrat destroyed the dam and released the river, and I spent hours and hours trying to, not trying, I succeeded. I penned out the Scrat shape and the coconut as well for 4 whole seconds on a 30 frames per second clip, and I ended up not using it because it just didn't fit well with the pace that Lord of the Rings was going at. It didn't fit with the shape that I was given, and it was just like, it looked awful. And Scrat also didn't place the coconut where I wanted him to in relation to just the whole thing. And I just I eventually had to scrap it, and I want to show people exactly what I go through to make these kinds of things, and hope that it will work the way I want it to. And if it doesn't, I just have to get rid of it. That could also be part of the outtakes thing that I was talking about earlier, where I can show the outtakes and stuff of things that happen and just kind of like obsess over just how long it took and how frustrated and angry I am that even though I took hours and hours upon it, it kind of looks a little shoddy, admittedly, and it doesn't fit anywhere where I can use it, so it just got scrapped. That was annoying, but eventually it did come through, and Matt helps me learn a little bit more about After Effects and Photoshop is on the way as well, so that was really awesome. He taught me a bunch of little neat little tricks on how to navigate it, and now I'm just a little bit better at After Effects because of it. And hopefully after this session, I am better at Audition as well. So I'm going to have to say this real slow to make sure I get to 45. So if you're watching it, thanks for watching. And if you're me from the future, then stay strong if you're trying to regain your memories. Okay, thank you. Bye.